Okay, y'all, so here's my rant. I've lived in this little bitty town since 1993, and our post office inside has like one gal that works, and I don't know how many carriers, but we have like 4 main roads here in town, and our town is maybe a half a mile stretch, just a single road. And that's where our grocery store and our gas station and that, just on this one stretch. Very small town. Population like 2,500 of the big town that's my mailing address, House Springs, and 200 in Scotsdale. Population of 222 to be exact. So anyways, everybody knows everybody in this town. And I've had the same address, never changed, never moved, you know, yada yada, yippee skippy. And we've had my daughter using her cosplay name, getting mail at my address, my home physical address, and my mother, who has a different last name than me, getting mail at my address, and my daughter using her business name, getting mail at my address, and my daughter using her real name, getting mail at my address. And now for however long I've been using my Declim native Tearz at my address. Okay, so Rick from Tack Hill was sending me a package, and according to tracking, it was in Hazelwood, which is like near Ferguson, Florissant. Our mail gets rerouted when it comes to St. Louis and sorted through somewhere up in that area before it gets shipped out to us here in Podunkville. So Saturday I was at Hazelwood. Monday it was in House Springs at our little bitty post office. One gal works the counter, one gal in the building, and I guess from noon to 2 when she's at lunch, the other gal comes in and works a lunch break. So Monday it was at our post office. Tuesday, Rick asked, did I get it? No, haven't gotten it. And he's kind of getting a little frustrated, and well, I am too, because, you know, Hazelwood, Ferguson, Florissant's only like 15-minute drive from me. How long can it possibly take him to get it here, right? So, what is today? Thursday? And he asked me, I messaged him late last night, like 1 o'clock, whatever, just to let him know I still hadn't gotten the package. So he checked the tracking number, and he said, dude, are you sure? You need to check again, because it says it's been delivered. I said, well, I was home all day, and there was no package. So fast forward to today. Today is Thursday, I think. Today is the 15th. Whether it's Wednesday or Thursday, I think it's Thursday. So mail ran at the house, and I got mail from Miss Shalisa Shell. And so I'll have Mailcall coming up, video with 2 packages. And she addressed it to D and my last name, native Tearz, to my physical house address. And it got to me today. So I took her package with me. I went up to the PO, the post office, and I decided, well, I'm going to check my PO box, because the tracking, Rick gave me the number, and I checked the tracking that said that it had been delivered to a PO box like yesterday. Well, I still didn't have it. So when I got there, I walked into my PO box, and lo and behold, I had a package. And I'll insert a picture, and I'll also insert a picture of what was placed on that package. And he addressed it to D native Tearz at my home address, the same as what Miss Shalisa Shell did, except he didn't put my last name, but native Tearz at my home address. So hers got delivered to my house, and his mail what was placed on that package, and he addressed it to D. Native Tearz at my home address, the same as what Miss Shalisa Shell did, except he didn't put my last name, but Native Tearz at my home address. So hers got delivered to my house, and his mail they intercepted and put in my P.O. box, even though they were almost identically addressed, except that Shalisa spelled my street wrong. So I went inside to ask the gal, why did this come to my P.O. box? And I didn't get any notice of it. And she said, oh, because we didn't know who D was, D-E-E. And I remembered that Native Tearz had, your business had a P.O. box, so I just stuck it in there. And I said, but I got this at the house today, addressed the same way. Well, we couldn't verify who D was. We didn't know, and there was no last name. But I recognized the Native Tearz, so I just did a courtesy for you and put it in your P.O. box instead of doing a return to sender. And you need to let the person know who sent that they need to put your last name on there, or else we'll be sending it back if we can't verify who it is. Because, you know, all your mail comes in as my real name, long. D obviously is my nickname for my real name. So, what a witch. How horrible. I mean, obviously she must have been having a bad day, I guess, to send one to my P.O. box, but not the other. I just really don't get that. And you know, I never did anything to upset her. I've always been really nice. And two of the gals that work here, I mean, they have maybe at the most full and part-time total at this post office, maybe 10 employees, and that's including the subs that fill in for the, yeah. So yeah, I don't know what her beef is. And like two of the gals I've known since, well, Mary, she's known me since I was like 7 years old, and we've been best friends. So I don't know what their beef is, but anybody who's sending me mail, if you use Native Tearz, then send it to my P.O. box. Yeah. So what do you do? Okay, so there's my rant for today. I'm gonna hurry up and get home. It is 92, but the humidity factor ended with this, and we had storms last night, and I had to go out and try to salvage my garden. Everything was knocked down in a circle. So yeah, today is like with the humidity, instead of 92, it's almost 100, and the humidity is just horrible. So I'm headed home, and closer towards the sun going down, I'll get out and do a mail call, because I got 2 super packages, one from Miss Shalisa Shell, and the other from our brother Rick, my Viking brother over at Tack Hill. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening to my rant there. The downside to living in a small town where everybody knows everybody. Population of 222.